The room went silent when I laughed. Not a real laugh. A thin, careless sound meant to dissolve tension. The kind people use when they want a moment to pass unnoticed. "Maybe the baby isn't yours," I said. It was a joke, delivered lightly, wrapped in wine and forced smiles. But his face collapsed, not into anger, not into confusion, into fear, the kind of fear you can't rehearse. Every eye at the dinner table slid toward me like knives changing direction. His sister stopped chewing. His mother's glass froze halfway to her mouth. My husband didn't move at all. He just stared at the tablecloth as if it had spoken first. I felt it then. The fracture. Not in the room. In him. The baby kicked inside me. A small, violent reminder of time. He finally looked up, and the warmth he'd worn all evening drained out of his eyes. "Why would you say that?" he asked. I shrugged, casual. A woman pretending to be stupid. I was joking. No one laughed. Something dark moved under his skin, fast and private. His hand tightened around his fork until his knuckles blanched. His sister shifted in her seat. His mother's mouth opened, then closed. The joke didn't land. It detonated, and I realized I had just brushed against a truth he'd been hiding too long. That night, he didn't touch me. He lay beside me like a body placed carefully in a bed, breathing shallow, facing the wall. I watched his back rise and fall and felt a quiet rearrangement inside my chest. Not heartbreak, not yet. Suspicion. It had been subtle before. The way he guarded his phone. The way he flinched when I mentioned timelines. The way his friend Marcus visited too often and stayed too long. There had been a woman before me. A woman he never named? Only described as a mistake. Mistakes don't usually leave traces. But his face at the table had. I replayed it in the dark. The split second of panic. The way his mouth had tightened as if to hold something back. I thought of the ultrasound photo on the fridge. The dates. The weeks he'd been working late. I told myself I was imagining it. Then I remembered his reaction wasn't to the joke. It was to the possibility that the lie could surface. By morning, he was overly kind. Coffee in bed. A hand on my stomach. Too much reassurance. Performance always follows exposure. I smiled back. I began to listen instead of speak. I didn't accuse. I collected. Phone records while he showered. Bank statements hidden under invoices. A deleted message recovered from a cloud account he forgot existed. A name appeared. Elena. Not a mistake. A pattern. I watched him interact with his friend Marcus. The way Marcus avoided my eyes. The way he left early when I entered rooms. I scheduled a DNA test under the guise of routine prenatal care. He didn't notice. Men like him never do. At night, I lay awake. Emotion tried to interfere. I matched receipts to ovulation. Cold thinking is easier when betrayal sharpens the mind. Conception probability. The test arrived in an unmarked envelope. I didn't open it right away. I waited. Watched him kiss my forehead. He told me he loved me. He planned a nursery. Lies require imagination. Truth only needs patience. I opened the envelope alone in the kitchen. Read it once. Then again. Probability of paternity, 0%. I folded the paper neatly and made dinner. I handed him the report like a grocery list. No preface. No drama. He skimmed it. Then read it properly. Then sat down. His mouth opened. Closed. Opened again. "That's impossible," he said. I tilted my head. Measured. "You sure?" Silence. His face flushed. Then drained. Then twisted into something smaller than guilt. "I was going to tell you." Men always say that when they mean never. I placed another paper beside it. Phone logs. Dates circled in red. "Elena?" I asked. He didn't answer. His shoulders sagged. Not in shame. In relief. Relief that the waiting was over. I thought it was yours," he whispered. I almost laughed again. Instead, I nodded. "That's what you hoped." The baby kicked. He reached toward my stomach. I stepped back. We didn't divorce immediately. That would have been too simple. I waited for the family gathering he hosted every year, the one where stories were told, where images were curated. I brought the report, framed. When dessert arrived, I stood. "I have something to share," I said. He stiffened. His sister smiled politely. His mother leaned forward. "This baby isn't his." Silence fell like a dropped plate. I handed the frame to his mother. Evidence doesn't argue. It waits. His sister's face crumpled. Marcus stared at the floor. My husband stood too late. I was protecting you, he said. I shook my head. No, you were protecting yourself. I left that night. Not crying. Not shaking. He called. Texted. Apologized. I blocked him. Revenge is not destruction. It is extraction. I removed myself. Now I live alone. The baby sleeps in a room painted the color I chose, not the one he wanted. Sometimes I think of his face at the table. The first crack, the moment his lie surfaced before I knew what it was. I don't feel anger. I feel accuracy. I was not fooled. I was delayed. Truth arrived on schedule. The child is not his, and neither is my life anymore. I didn't win him. I won myself, and he will always remember the joke. That told him I already knew.